Greetings all, it's another video session from us this week. Just in terms of these videos, it's just a light-hearted take on our trails, what's happening on the trails and what's happening within the club and whatnot. Nothing too serious. Don't take things too seriously. It's just like a little informative session. We try and make it as informative as possible and keep you up to date as to what's happening on our trails. This week we're at an old favorite, Hillcrest. One of my favorite places on earth, but we'll go more into Hillcrest a little bit later. I'll take you through the history of this place and whatnot, but I think just in terms of trails this week, a trail update, we basically have done the Skills Park flow trail and the smooth flow trail on the side of it. We've resurfaced that whole flow trail. We are busy with the Worker Crawl flow trail, the Flow Terra, just adding some tweaks to that and just going through it and making sure it's all looking in pristine condition for you. And then I know there's a lot of questions about Merendal, whereby a third of our final home run trail that we built there has been decimated by the Lifter Lady Dam concert. So while you were having Lifter Lady Dam, our trail was getting trashed. We will get back to rebuilding it once I regain my sense of humor. So yeah, just bear with me on that one, but by the time we shut down, we will have everything sorted out there for you. Okay, so that's the trail wise. We're just doing all the little things that we need done. We're going to be breaking on the 15th of December for, believe me, a well-earned break. It's been a hard year, but it's been a lucky year. Just before I get into Hillcrest, just something cropped up this week, and I'm not going to make too much of it. It's just a little irritating matter from a trail building point of view, whereby I mentioned earlier that we resurfaced the whole of the Worker Skills Park, the Liet Skills Park flow trail, and it's taken us about 2 weeks to resurface it, and it's quite a lot of work, especially the corners. We've got a new procedure which we go through when we build corners. It's like mixing concrete, mixing dagger, and it's quite a process, and it's extremely hard work. So what happened the morning we opened it, some, how should I term it? I can't use the term I actually want to use. Let's call it some young gentleman decided he'd go down a brand new resurfaced flow line and skiddy and flick the corners into oblivion. Now, it's heartbreaking as a trail builder to see all your hard work going to pieces like that. So we're going to have to go back and fix it. And I hear you saying, yeah, but that's your job. That's what you pay to do. I don't mind. We don't mind doing normal maintenance, wear and tear maintenance. That's a different story. But you know, when you build something and some youngster goes and skids the thing out of it, it's just heartbreaking. I just want to impress upon you, and nothing too serious. We're not going to name and shame or do anything. But you know, skidding and flicking into a corner is not cool. If you look at the most technical, what's the type of mountain biking you get? Downhill. Your top boys of the World Cup, your Loic Broynes, your Emery Pirons, your Danny Harts, your Greg Minars. You can go to the world of XCO, your Alan Hatherley, Nino Schutter, all of them. They don't flick and skid through corners. They corners properly, because that's the quickest and best way to do it. Watch them. Okay. Don't worry about these wannabe pros that go and ride a normal, go and ride a private trail and flick and shred and cut the corners to pieces. Those are normally their own private trails and they're responsible for fixing it afterwards. So to do it on a public trail is not cool. Okay, so yeah, just try and discourage it. If it is your lighty that you see doing that, say, hey, it's not cool. Okay, flicking, skidding, not cool. End of story. We're going to move on. Hillcrest, where we are right now. To me, it's a wonderful place. You see where we are, the views you got over Robben Island, the mountain, Table Bay, and as I said, it's one of my favorite spots on earth. Hillcrest was basically the first farm that opened up their trails to the Tygerberg Mountain Bike Club. That was at least 12 years ago. If most of you my age or similar to my age has followed the same path in terms of mountain biking, you started riding Kuberg. When you could do the 22 k's of Kuberg, you thought you were King Kong. Then you heard there's this place called Magic Forest over here that had a little bit of single track, and your eyes went like this, going down Magic Forest. And from there we progressed onto Hillcrest, because Hillcrest opened, and this top Roycut loop up here used to scare the you know what out of me. I should think of the first 2 corners coming down here, but this is where we learned. That's where we learned to mountain bike. And this farm is special. It's old school, and we cannot change it. We cannot do any changes to any of the trails we got right here, because of the fact this is the only farm, Hillcrest is the only farm that signed a contract with Cape Nature, whereby no development or building can happen on this farm, because the Renosterveld you see around here is what they call A-grade Renosterveld. Okay, that is the most pristine Renosterveld that's left, primarily because of all the wild olive trees that grow around here. And so we are not allowed, we can be thankful that we still got trails here, and Cape Nature allowed us to leave the trails here, but we cannot cut that much off the trail. We cannot build anything. The trails are here to stay. So all we do is maintain them and look after them. But it's such a cool route. I mean, you'll see that the inserts and whatnot. It's in pristine condition, by the way. Eugene Haley worked on it during the winter, and come out here and ride it. It's absolutely fantastic. The nature around here is also absolutely awesome. It's the one place where you get the orange-breasted sunbirds in the hundreds. And it's only here. You don't get orange-breasted sunbirds anywhere else. This also is the only trail farm where we've seen a puff adder. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but shame. That poor puff, if you remember, it was up here by the blue bench being devoured by a Cape Cobra. So the nature up here is fantastic, and that's because it's prime Renosterveld. So yeah, if you want a lekker, cool, chill ride full of views, Hillcrest is a place to come. They've also got a nice little restaurant type beer garden and whatnot down the bottom here. So don't forget Hillcrest. It's a lekker place to be. Right, and finally this week, I wanted to pay homage to, in these videos of ours, I want to pay homage to the guys that sponsor our club, that make our lives a hell of a lot easier. And there are a couple of sponsors that have been with us for a long time, and they really do make our lives a hell of a lot easier. This week I want to touch on our bucky supplier, Reed's N1 City. Now, I joined this club about 10 years ago, and when I joined, the club was in a bit of, how should we put it, turmoil. There was no bucky, I don't think there were any funds in the bank, and we were going nowhere. And Reed's took it upon themselves to climb in there and then, and they supplied us with a bucky. I'll never forget, I think the second or third day I was on the job, I got given this really entry-level bucky. But we were ever thankful for it, because it did the job, although there was no such thing as 4x4s or diff locks or anything like that, so we tended to get stuck quite a lot. But Reed's stuck with us for the 10 years now, and it keeps on getting better and better and better, to the present day where we have this absolute monster here. It's 4x4, the full Monty, the whatever. I, like many of you, especially die boere hier rondom, that before I started driving in Isuzu, I always thought there's only one Japanese bucky on the market. You weet mos waarvan ek praat, nee. But in the 10 years I've been driving these things, I have not had an issue at all, and they're absolute beasts. And to me right now, there's only one Japanese bucky, and that's Isuzu. So yeah, that really is fantastic, and long may it continue. I just wanted to introduce you to the face behind all these buckies. That's Mr. Brian Looney here.
Hi, Patrick.
Welcome, Brian, from Reed's N1 City. He's the man that does all the sales, and he's the man that puts our deal together, and we're eternally thankful to you, Brian. So it is, it's year end. Bear in mind, our new 2023 memberships go online on Thursday, eh? So start rolling in here with your wallets and your checkbooks. To coincide with that, Reed's also got a special deal, which Brian's going to tell us all about. And yeah, Brian, just a word or two. This is your stage.
Thanks, Patrick, and we're proud to be part of the Mountain Bike Club and all the great work that you do. So for November and December, we're giving away a 5,000 Rand Thule voucher on every double cab purchased and MUX, and we give you your 2023 mountain bike membership included, part of the deal.
Fantastic. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Brian's got a couple of demo buckies down here at Bloemendal. For how long are you going to have them down here?
They're here for 2 more weeks.
For 2 more weeks. Come and have a look at them. They are absolutely fantastic. It's a new Generation 7, eh?
Generation 7, 1.9 and 3 litre, new motors, fantastic.
Yeah, no, I've had the privilege of driving one of these things. Hopefully mine's coming shortly.
January, Pat, January.
Thank you, that'll be great. But yeah, come and have a look at them, test drive. Anything you need, Isuzu-wise, phone, get hold of Brian at down at Reed's N1 City. He's extremely helpful and extremely pleasant to deal with, and he will sort you out. So thanks very much, Brian. Much
Thanks, Pat.
appreciated.
Appreciate it.
Okay, all right,
Cheers,
man.
eh?
Cheers. Okay, that's it for this week. Just bear in mind there's three things. No, you're probably going to miss it by the time this video goes out. That's tomorrow. So to the board auction, that's tonight, Thursday night. But on Saturday, there is a club social ride. It's going to be an absolute jewel starting from the Protea Hotel. There's a big advanced class, intermediate class, beginner class rides, all lekker social. Yes, there's a bit of a party at the Protea Hotel afterwards. Pick it up on our social media or your newsletter, or, sorry, your email. But come and join us. The times and whatnot will all be on social media and on your email and whatnot. But a fantastic social ride where we're just going to have a jewel and say thank you to everyone for the wonderful year that we had on our mountain bikes. All right, that's it from me this week. Thank you. Get out there and enjoy it.